be very excited for this first exclusive look. You see what I did there? Be very excited. BVE? No? Okay.
You're my D to the E to the L to the U to the X to the E to the top. Smacking.
Hello there guys, QwertyAfro here. Welcome back to another video, and today guys I have a very cool first exclusive look for you guys today at this Jubilee Line Phase 3 by BVE Western Region. The kind guys over there, especially Adam, who's been keeping in contact with me for quite some time after I did my kind of central line video on my playing Open.BVE series, where he got in touch with me and just like showed me and kind of kept me up to date with the kind of projects that they were doing after that, when I did that video with the central line route. And he was telling me about the Jubilee Line route that they were doing, and just kept me up to date with the kind of works and the stuff that were actually going down with it. And recently, not too long ago, they did release a demo between Stratford and Waterloo, which unfortunately I didn't actually cover and show you guys because I wasn't making videos at the time, but now I am. And he wanted me to do a little first exclusive look of their phase 3 part of the project, which is extending from Waterloo to West Hampstead. I'm very excited to show you guys because I've played on it quite a few times. I've had to because I kind of practice driving this route because the stopping markers and stuff like that on this are no joke, and to just get kind of some sort of awareness of route knowledge, you know what I mean, because you're just driving in pitch black tunnel and you know there's not a lot of reference to go with like when's your next station except for just kind of like signals and that. But I'm really excited to show you guys this finally today. The release of it is quite imminent. It's very close. Adam wants me to tell you guys that the release is very near and testing and stuff is, you know, going well. I think I know the release date of it, but I'm not going to obviously tell you guys because obviously it could change due to anything that might come up in the current testing that's still leading up to the release. But generally it should be very soon, and you guys should have this in your hands, and you're going to experience what I've been experiencing, which is just, you know, goodness of some of the best thing that you'll probably play on OpenBVE, especially in terms of like London Underground content. Anyway, let me open this up. Let's just get involved in this. Let's do it. Stratford to West Hampstead. I know eventually obviously they're going to do the whole route up to Stanmore, but this is definitely a big undertaking, and definitely going from like something short from Stratford to Waterloo, now going all the way to West Hampstead and going even into the open section as well. And I think the open sections obviously require the most detail and the most work. So this is definitely a big achievement by the team at BVE Western Region. Anyway, let me get this open. Let's let you guys feast your eyes on this. There we go. We're in our 1996 stock cab here at the well, Stanmore end. Would it be country end? Would it be London end? I don't know. Just yeah, it would probably be Stanmore end of the line. Well, the Stratford end of the line, but we're now facing the Stanmore end on this cab side. I don't know, because normally in train terms you either have like maybe a London end cab or a country end cab. For the tube, which is already in London, it's a bit like, I guess you'll be either Stratford end or you'll be Stanmore end. So we're in the Stanmore end of the 1996 stock here at Stratford. Let's have a little look outside here, because I definitely want to give you guys just a little kind of peek of the kind of externals in terms of with the detailing and stuff like that. The train itself looks really good. It just probably one of the best trains out there, and in terms of detail and stuff like that, it's just really amazing. Like some of these routes on BVE are just really lackluster for detail, but when you actually get a route that actually has really attention to detail and stuff like that, it really makes it. And you sometimes forget that you're in, like, you know, quite an old sort of game, which obviously these are not like amazing graphics, but when you can actually, you know, do the detail right in these sort of games, even doesn't matter about graphics, it just looks really authentic. And you can see here the era of the game is not modern, because there's no DLR right here on the next to the Jubilee line here at Stratford. It's actually based in probably the early 2000s, just after the extension was open, the Jubilee line extension. And this is still here, North London line, Silverlink, down to North Greenwich. But if we even go back to our train, these trains, another thing that gives it away that it's actually not modern times is the fact that these 1996 stocks that we're driving, they are 6-car, they're not 7-car. Eventually the Jubilee line was extended to 7-car to facilitate more capacity on the line, but they're 6-car. But generally the train itself I quite like. I'll definitely try and get some sort of like interior shots for you guys some point on the journey, but just to kind of show you as well, inside here you do get the dot matrix passenger information displays within the saloons that actually change and actually they just essentially work like the real thing in real life. That's the best way for me to explain it. They show everything that you would see normally on the Jubilee line train. If you were like watching this dot matrix thing go by, it shows everything in terms of next station, all the lines you can change for. When you're at a station, it flashes the station that you're at when you open the doors. Perfectly all simulated, and it's just a treat to look at when you're actually, you know, flying around in your kind of camera and like coming in and setting your camera in to do an interior shot. It's just really like and this camera, I love it. It's just a really nice place to be, really detailed train, and it reminisces to the kind of times where this moquette here on the seats, like this is definitely reminding me of some of the good old days back in the day, you know. Anyway, let's get back up to the front. Let's start up the train, because there's actually some things to actually do before we actually get going, because right now this train's actually technically it's on, but it's not keyed on and not actually on for duty and use. So we're gonna go over here, we're gonna press delete to enter the driver key for this train. I think they call it like an RK1 or 2 or some they have a specific name for it. I just call it a driver's key. Then we slap the master controller switch into full speed manual, because obviously back then when this extension opened, it was all manual driving. Drivers had to actually align the train up properly with the green markers on the side to align the like platform edge doors in the underground sections. So quite a challenge, and we'll see that on this journey up to West Hampstead. And obviously today it would be just in auto because it's a automatic train operation. We have a working TMS on this train, which is really nice and just really nice to see. Everything that you need to kind of know is in the manual that will come with the updated phase 3 thing when it's updated on the BVE Western Region website. So I'll just give you the kind of little rundown of what I do essentially when I key on onto this train. So we go into sign on. We have a crew ID number, crew duty number, and also the destination to change. The train number and crew running number will be shown to you in the beginning when you load up on the menu of, and that's vigilance alarm essentially. I have to basically move the controller basically to just know that the train knows that I'm alive essentially. Let's get the crew number. I think it's 324, even though I don't need to I don't get why there's 2 IDs or 2 duty numbers or something like that. I think the ID number can be anything, but I'm just going to put it as the train number, because those are the 2 things that you get at the beginning when you load in onto the menu, and I just put it at 324. And then the crew duty number for this journey would be 2. And obviously now I'm just scrolling up because there's no kind of keypad kind of thing on OpenBVE. You just have to, work with the kind of limited amount of kind of keys you can use on this game. Then we go down to crew duty number, which is 2. Destination right now is at 31, which is actually Stratford. We're going to change that to, I do believe it's West Hampstead siding, which is 39. So we go on that, slap that up there to 39. Move the controller so it knows that I'm alive. That is fine. Train number is 324. I'll accept the changes. You have another cool thing here of broadcast, where you can broadcast different sort of messages, like one of the ones now, which will be,
please keep your personal belongings with you at all times.
quite nice. Comms controls, the only kind of thing I know for here is if you have problems with your announcements and stuff not playing, you just go here and just enable all messages and it should kind of like do it. I think there is some sort of bug that I read in the manual about it. You then also have train status, which is quite nice. If I can go back, you do have a train status thing, which just kind of goes through like different pages of like different informations and about the kind of train and stuff like that, which is quite nice. Just a nice kind of like extra thing that you can have there where you can just go through it. You have train prep, which you can do like a brake continuity test as well, and an alarms list, which shows you kind of like all the alarms that you've triggered like on a journey or something like that. But generally really nice TMS function with the train. Really nice. As I said, the kind of instructions and stuff for it is in the manual. So that's a little bit of a rundown of the train there, and kind of setting up and the kind of route and kind of what we're here to kind of expect. I'm looking forward to just getting going, and essentially we can get going. I'll put it into forward. It is now in kind of the brake step 3. Close the door. A little bit of a delay there with the when you press the door close button, which I kind of like, because you then have the sound with the door and then the closing, which is quite nice. And then you have the interlock lights, which are yellow, which I'm normally used to blue, because most of the kind of standard of like normal network rail kind of trains is blue, but on here it's yellow, so it's something interesting. Red is still the same for like the open doors kind of thing, right? And then slap the TBC over and brake step 3. You can hear the brakes come off, and we'll start moving from a little journey here. Now we're going to start from Stratford and hopefully end at West Hampstead. Another thing that you can see, which I really like, is the platform in-cab monitors. It's actually something really well done, I have to say. I think the best thing I've kind of seen, or kind of feature I've seen in BVE today. It shows essentially static images of where the train has like closed doors, open doors, when it's halfway along the platform and half the train is not seen on one of the cameras and half of it is, and then the last bit where the train's fully out the platform and then it goes to static and then goes off. Just really nicely implemented in. And one thing I was like impressed with that, but then when I actually saw, I thought it would just be static images of like a single station, but actually if you're at every station, have a look at those monitors, you'll see that it's actually the station that we're at. So someone who actually implemented this into this train, into this game, actually went around to each station and took specific kind of shots for the platform monitors at locations at that specific station at different times, where like the doors are closed, doors are open, trains away, blah blah blah. So that is that, to that kind of detail where all your platform monitors will show you basically what station you're at. Because I was a bit oblivious to it. I thought, oh, it's just static images, nothing to worry about. But then when I actually looked at it, I was like, oh, when I'm outside, it actually shows me an outside station, and when I'm inside, it shows me an inside station. And then I looked a bit deeper and I was like, oh, those are actually those are each station. I was like, wow. I was like, damn, that is quite nice detail. Anyway, we're coming up to our first station on the route, which is West Ham. I'm going to be very focused. I'm going to try and be very vigilant with how I'm driving in this video, because this is, I'd say, probably one of the toughest kind of routes to drive in terms of stopping. You have a very small window to stop, and if you see that I'm crawling up to the stop board, you're gonna have to do it. Anyone that can stop this like dead on without crawling, I'd give them full marks. You see here, look, perfect example. I thought, oh, this is absolutely perfect. It looks like I'm sort of okay, but obviously the angle's a little bit off. If I actually go out here and actually show you wherever, oh, my camera's a little bit off. If I show you, oh, my door's open. Why is that? Oh, I'll just close that. Oopsie. If I show you, see, on the outside it doesn't look like it matches, but on the inside it does. So it's a bit weird. It says that I've passed it, but visually I haven't, but I have actually with how it's, you know, done up. So I'm gonna have to go to my little controller. I'm gonna have to go into reverse, which is a little bit annoying. I'm going to try and minimize this in this video. Hopefully this will be the only time I do it, but I want to show you that it is a thing. And there we go, perfectly hit it. Doors are open. And there you go. You hear those lovely old school announcements. But that one's exactly like how it is. Right, so we're all good and ready to go. Stand clear of the doors. There we go, interlock. Let's rock and roll. Next station is Canning Town. Very nice. One thing that's a cool little feature is you can pick up the the PA device, so you can pretend that you have a little PA. You can press free to kind of pretend that you're doing the PA or whatever, and then you can put down the phone. Or if you want to pretend that you're talking to the signal or something like that, which is quite nice. Nice little touch there, a little bit of interactivity in the cab, it's quite nice. Right, I promise, I really am, like, this is hard. I told you this was not going to be easy, and I definitely do say as well, anyone that could hit those stop markers without crawling to them, and you even saw there, I was crawling to it and I still missed it because it's so sensitive and so precise. And once we get into the tunnels, it's even like you have more kind of indications with like a hazard sort of warning board around basically the top and the side, which is a little bit better. Outside you only just have the green board to your side. Now, a cool thing with Canning Town is that it has a speed activated signal. So you have to. So right now we come on the single yellow. The next signal is actually at red, and it's just after the start of the platform. I have to be doing a certain speed, a certain like release speed. And now it will change to single yellow, and then our next signal is the red at the end of the platform, which is quite nice. I don't think that's at every platform, or at every station, but some stations do have that, which is quite a nice feature. I know it's a big thing on the Just Trains Metropolitan line, where people are quite annoyed with those kind of speed activated signals where you have to do like 5 miles an hour or something like that, and it's like at every station or most stations on that route. Right. I'm gonna take that. We're in the outside part, so I'm not too bothered, because if I actually go,
change for North London Line, Docklands Light Railway, and City
there you go. We fit in the platform, so I will take that, even if I'm just underrun by a little bit. I'll take it.
Terminates at West Hampstead.
Right, let's do a little bit of an external. Let's do a little external departure, because being actually, you know, most of the time on BVE routes, you do not want to be on the outside. You don't want to look anywhere because most stuff isn't detailed. But yeah, you could just, this is just really, really nice. Anyway, let's stand clear of the doors. Very nice. And this is now our last station. That's out and about. The rest is underground until we get to Finchley Road. And obviously this section up until Westminster is all the kind of new extension part of the Jubilee Line. So this is all the stations with the platform edge doors. So we really need to be on the ball game here. I still haven't properly learnt the kind of the route, sort of the knowledge of the route to know where I am precisely in these tunnels, because literally the distance of what you can see with the headlights is pretty minimal. and the only thing you can see up ahead is essentially signals. So you have to be quite vigilant. Another thing I was going to actually say, obviously these are the guys that did the Central Line route that I did in my first video of this series. And actually, they're actually going to be redoing that route. Which is something that Adam wanted me to tell you guys, that they're actually going to be updating or upgrading that route at some point as the next sort of project for them after... I don't know if it'll be fully after this or if they're going to do that at the same time, but that's going to get an upgrade at some point, which is quite nice to hear. And we're pulling into North Greenwich. Only station in the underground section to actually have more than 2 platforms. It has a middle kind of terminus platform, which I actually didn't know about until recently. I'm crawling and I don't care. Because this is... Right. There it comes. Perfect. Greenwich.
This train terminates at West
Hampstead. Stand clear. And you can hear the platform edge doors as well, which I like. That's very nice. Let's get going. But yeah, is there things I need to kind of mention about it? Yeah, he wants me to let you guys know that the release is very soon. This whole update for Phase 3 was held up because of the amount of scenery, which kind of explains itself because the detail that you can see that goes into each station, plus that you've now kind of gone into the outer section where there's a lot more detail to do, is insane. What else is there to say? I do have a little list of what he wants me to kind of let you guys know, but I'm also trying to concentrate and drive. And yeah, the next kind of thing obviously for the route would be to go like up to Willesden Green, which would be the logical step where you can terminate, and then obviously and beyond of it, you know, in the future. And then yeah, he mentions that stopping trains at stations is not easy, which you can already see to my kind of experience here. It's not easy. Yeah, this station's not bad. I think it's Canada Water. Not bad because you do have the single yellow that tells you that you're coming up to the station. Some stations literally just come up and you're like, oh. But yes. Oh no, this is Canary Wharf. Am I saying Canada Water? That's the next station. Right. Woo! Did it. Hitting them. And I suppose I can, yeah, look at the detail here, guys. Just
This train terminates.
this is the kind of detail
West
you're
Hampstead.
going to be used to on this sort of route. This is, but you guys know about this because you've obviously tried. And then I can show you here the little dot matrix that actually works properly. Destination West Hampstead. Really, really nice. Right, let's do a little maybe interior departure, perhaps. That looks so good out there. good. And then this will update once the full train goes out of the station. When like normally when the platform monitors cut out, this is when the destination or the next stop matrix thing comes up. There you go, and it will say, yeah, next station is Canada Water, change for East London Line, because remember we're in the early 2000s here. East London Line is still a thing. It's not overground yet. I do apologise as my camera is slightly dark. You know, we're still in the winter season and the sunset is come before me. But I guess it kind of gives a nice little, like, I am basically driving in the tunnel right now, and then when I'm in the station it lights up a bit. I also like the glow. There's a nice glare to the screens and the buttons, which is quite nice. It's not just like a sharp light hitting you. It's a nice glare that radiates. Now, this still psychs me out because I'm a real driver, as you know, I'm a real driver in real life, and it is really difficult to drive on site because you're kind of nervous of what's to come, because I'm not used to this route. So I'm just like, I'm looking literally at this black hole right in front of me, like what you guys are seeing, and I'm just like, when's it coming up? When's it coming up? Now it's coming up. Like, at least you have a little bit of a breather where you can actually be like, oh, I need a break now, because it's kind of like lighting up in the tunnel. And then the screens come in, which is nice. Train's moving through. Again, I do apologize if you're not liking me, if you don't like me crawling to the stop markers. Literally, I would love to see someone do this well, not full speed, but like at like a higher speed and stop perfectly, because that in itself is very much an art form. Perfect. There you go, Canada Water.
Canada Water. Change for the East
Very
London
nice.
line.
Very nice.
This train terminates at West Hampstead.
Do a little visual departure, little external departure, because it's so nice to just be out here looking at all this detail, because this is the kind of like, look at this. And this is obviously the other side, which obviously in BVE it's not common to see routes that are like bidirectionally. You can bidirectionally drive them. It's only mainly one way, but I think that's something that's what Adam told me. They want to kind of make it a thing where they can do it in the other way at some point. Obviously the game kind of limits that. Stand clear. Oh, that is so good. It looks right, it sounds right. I'm just impressed. I'm very, very much so impressed, and I definitely would recommend it when it's out. Guys, download it, have a play of it. Try and master the stopping if you can, because if you want something with replayability, this is definitely going to have replayability, because even though you'll be driving the same thing, you'll be trying to hit those stop markers a lot better. You just be trying to like learn the route better in terms of route knowledge. Like, it's actually a nice route to turn back on again, and then you can just go exploring and look at the detail and stuff that's gone into each of the stations, because it's really, really good. Like, I slap it into full brake. You do not know. I slap it into full brake. Right, Bermondsey. It's actually a station I use quite a lot in real life. See, here in the tunnels, you have those hazard board things that show you where you're coming down, which is a nice feature inside the tunnels. Crawling again, crawling again. I'm late by 9 minutes, but this is in 9 minutes of giving this exclusive look at this route.
Train terminates at West Hampstead.
Yes, it does. Stand clear. And then we get into the sort of parts where there's no platform edge doors, and it's quite a nice little contrast. It's a really nice route to drive, actually, because it's like old and new, and it's very, yeah, Jubilee Line's a very interesting route in real life in itself. Next station is London Bridge. One thing I've not tried yet is I've not tried to do an interior arrival or an exterior arrival. I just don't trust myself to stop the train without visually looking for that marker board. Like, that would require some very extreme crawling if I were to do that, so I don't trust myself yet to do that. I'll give you a look at how the doors open at the next station from inside the train. And then maybe then at the next station we'll do it from outside, where you look at the PEDs open as well. There we go. Perfect. I need to try and get one without coasting. Good. Okay. Interior. Let's go a little bit. Let's go here. There we go. A little delay. I love that. It's so accurate.
London Bridge. Change for Northern Line and Main Line services.
So cool.
This train terminates at West Hampstead.
It certainly does. Stand clear. Oh, I love the venting there of the probably the brake cylinders. That's really nice. Like, this has to be one of the best like underground stocks for detail. Like, it's so good. Right. These next few stations they need to be a little bit careful of, because they're quite, I think they're quite close together. I know Southwark and Waterloo are very close together. Maybe we'll try a little bit of a higher speed. I don't know. Well, this feels already a lot faster than what I've done before. I'm hammered on the brakes right now. Oh, that's not bad, actually. Oh, this is not bad, not bad. What's annoying? Oh, I was going to do an external one, doesn't matter, we'll do it at the next station. Is that you're looking on the left for the green, but then you have to look on the right for the actual thing of like what BVE wants you to kind of like align it to, which is a little bit like, oh, I'm looking here, but then I have to look here, and I'm like, oh, no, no, no. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Right. Waterloo is basically just round the corner here. It's literally, we speed up, we probably won't even break 40, and then we'll have to start braking, I think. Yeah, there you go. There's Waterloo. Oh. Oh, I love the... there was a Phantom Menace poster there. I'm just going to look at the right. Now, if we go externally here, you can see how it looks like from this. Very nice.
Waterloo.
Yeah.
Change for Bakerloo, Northern, Waterloo and City, Mainline and European services.
European. It's Eurostar.
This train terminates at West Hampstead.
Because look, is that Eurostar? Because yep, this is, you know, it's all, you know, period correct. There is a bit of flickering with the, I don't know if this is like some sort of like thing with the map, a little bit of flickering with some of the textures. I thought first it was like some, maybe the sparks from the train. Maybe there was like a bit of like third rail sparks, but I don't know. Yeah, but this darkness on the camera looks very authentic to what I'm actually driving, which is quite nice actually. I quite like it. Right, Westminster. Our last station on the modern section with PE doors, so don't have to, well, we still have to be worried about lining up the train, but not as much with the like the doors, to be honest. Bit of a curve to this platform. Oh no, there was something about Westminster actually. We don't actually have to stop here, I think, because there's like a guy with a high-vis hat here. Yeah, I think the station's kind of closed. I think. I'm not too sure because it doesn't give me a thing to. But we'll just carry on then. We don't have to stop at Westminster. Yeah, like I pulled in the first time. I was like, "What's this guy sitting on a desk here with a high vis on? What's he doing?" But I realized, oh, the station looks kind of closed. There's no one there to pick up, or I'm not getting a thing to stop. So I just kind of went through it. But as I said, we're now at the end point, and this is all new for you guys, I guess, since Waterloo. This is now all the kind of new stuff that's come with Phase 3. So that with Westminster, new station there you've not seen before, unlike with the demo before that used to go up to Waterloo. And now we're going to see all these kind of stations leading up to West Hampstead, including all these kind of older style underground stations. And I gotta tell you, the detail on them is good. There's the connection there from Charing Cross. As you do here on this like crossing thing, there's a nice little sign up here that goes northbound track, which is quite nice. And now we're in the old sort of fashion, old kind of tunneling, what we're used to. And our first station, Green Park. Again, even though there's no PE doors, gotta be vigilant. And I was a little too sensitive there with the brakes. And as you can see, look at the, as I was saying at the beginning of this video, the platform monitors, they update for the station because now there's no more PU doors. It's, I love that detail. Like, people might not even notice that, but like I notice those sort of things with kind of things like this. And when I see that, I'm like, I appreciate the amount of work that goes into that. Like the small little things sometimes in these kind of routes or trains or whatever I do on, what I've done on this channel. It's the small little things where I'm like, wow, that's some attention to detail right there that maybe you didn't need to do. Most people probably won't even notice, but it's big. Like for me, for people like me that notice those kind of small little things, it's big. Right, next station is Bond Street. Yeah, I do have some reflective strips on the sides of the tunnels here a little bit. It lights up a bit, but you're still looking basically at a black hole with no sort of reference point. Just the signals coming up ever so slightly, you know. And I guess that is the joy and the kind of challenge with a route like this. So any sort of kind of like underground route, obviously, like there was like the central line where I think I was driving on ATO because I was being very authentic to the route. Just fan the brakes, I think. That's fine. That will do. That will actually do it.
Bond Street.
Yes.
Change for Central Line.
Yeah.
This train terminates at West Hampstead.
Next station, Baker Street. Yeah, I don't think there's any announcements in like the intermediate sections of stations. It's just the announcements when you open the doors. Yeah, that was a Phantom Menace poster, so yeah. It's all very time appropriate, really, to be honest. Now, a little history for you guys. Back in the day, and I think it was when basically essentially the Jubilee line was the Bakerloo line. Back in the day, it was like a Bakerloo line that basically split at Baker Street, went to Stanmore, went to Harrow and Wellstone, and then eventually it was going to be like it was going to be called the Fleet Line, but then it got called the Jubilee Line. And Baker Street, and that's why there's the interchange right now at Baker Street with a platform level between the Bakerloo and the Jubilee line, because they essentially were the same line before, and that's why there's like loads of junctions at Baker Street that would connect both services to interjoin and connect up. Now I'm on full power and train's not picking up that much, so we're kind of probably going on a bit of a gradient here. And now we're flattened out a bit. And there is Baker Street, which on one of my practice runs I did have a spad here because I literally just came in so hot round that corner. Oh, now the thing's on the left side as well. One of the few times I'm actually releasing the doors on the left-hand side, because most of them have been on the right. All that detail there on that Shuga is quite nice.
This train terminates at West Hampstead.
It does. Right, let me get a little interior sort of shot here. Let's go to the next carriage if we can. There we go. You know, giving you the variation, guys. I don't want to just be in the cab all the time, you know. It's good to show you some other angles, because when you have a route that's this nicely detailed, you want to see everything you can. Yep. This is good. This is one of those junctions that connects up with the Bakerloo line. But let me know, guys, in the comments down below. Do you guys like what you're seeing? Because I definitely like what I'm seeing. I've played this quite a few times and I still like what I'm seeing. Again, the release of it is imminent. It's very soon. Just watch the website. The link will be down below. But definitely massive congrats to the BVE Western Region team. Like, this is very nice. Like, BVE was, as I keep saying on my BVE series, or when I said at the beginning, BVE was one of the first things I played in terms of a train sim when I was like 8 years old or 7 years old. Like, this was literally for me, like, you know, back in the day. And then to still be playing at this age and playing something that looks, you know, hella good, you know, for a game that's like, you know, in essence, even though it's OpenBVE and it used to be before BVE 4 and BVE 2, essentially it's still the same game, just, you know, updated. But, you know, many people like the BVE Western Region that, you know, have these kind of quality products that still come out and still supported off the game. It's just incredible. And why I'd always come back to it. Definitely. Got a little bit of a gradient here into St. John's Wood. That's fine. That just helps me stop better. Oh, I'm keeping my promise of not actually overrunning to do a reverse move. Like, and to be honest, I don't know about you guys, but I think I'm doing pretty well. Like, you know, all the stops have been pretty solid. I think it was good enough to give you guys a little bit of a taste at the beginning there, that first station, to kind of show you what can go wrong and how to rectify it if you need to reverse. Because, as I said, I think I did say that you going into forward from neutral, you can do it with the F key on the keyboard, but you can't go back with the R key normally like you can go back into neutral or reverse. You have to slide over here and you have to use like page up, page down to use the master controller to switch actually physically on the train to reverse, not on the keyboard through the keys on the game, which is quite nice. All right, next stop is Swiss Cottage, and I can definitely feel the speed here. I'm on full power and we're not racing off to, like, you know, ridiculous speeds that we were doing like in the new section. So you can definitely tell the gradient's increasing because obviously we're coming up to the surface at Finchley Road. Right. Oh, go on. Keep it going. Come on, a little more. A little more. Ooh, that'll do it. That will do it. Like, you know, I'm not too bothered about that. This train
terminates at West Hampstead.
Right. We are now on the final stretch, essentially. Going up now to our first surface station since Canning Town. And again, the doors are released on the left side here, because we share a platform with the Metropolitan line here. There we go, you can see the light. Metropolitan line down the left. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, the destination board matrix things on the platforms, they also work as well. But you'd already know that from the central line kind of route. And again, we're just taking it easy, no rush, you know. Oh, it needs to speed up there a little bit. Really? There we go. We managed it. We managed it.
Finchley Road. Mind the gap. Change for Metropolitan Line.
Correct. Oh,
This train terminates at West Hampstead.
let's do a little screenshot here or something. Obviously, this is the main part out here. It comes out of new section. Like that. That could work out, yeah. But anyway, I need to come out here. If I want to do a little external thing, we have to always keep forgetting there's an attached camera and an external camera. There we go. A little alarm there telling me if I'm alive. Actually, let's go to the other platform. I'll be all right. Yeah, this way. Stand clear. There we go. And our next and final stop. I know you guys have been waiting for it. West Hampstead. We're finally here. But we're not finished at West Hampstead. We have to drive the train into the sidings. You know, it's not a done deal at the station. Go. A little early there, not gonna lie. Keep it going, keep it going. Ooh, feather it. Really? That's so annoying when you have to do that, because it really goes. And then you can see actually you can see the shunt signal has actually gone off for us actually. So let me just go do a little interior shot. Let's get in here. Perfect. And
West Hampstead.
should say it will change, I think.
All change.
Yeah, there we go.
please. This train terminates here.
It surely
All change.
does. It does. It does. Beautiful. We could also do a little extra sort of broadcast, I suppose. If we next station's closed, no lift, restricted, no smoking, or change. Yeah, let's add a little extra thing.
All change, please.
There we go.
This train will now terminate here. All change, please.
Perfect. Well, now all our little duties on the platform have been done. We can stand clear. Close the doors. Doors are closed. And we can drive ourselves into the siding. Oh, love the sounds. The sounds are really nice. You can hear things rattling, flanging, you know. And eventually at some point we'll be going beyond here to Willesden. Oh. Train is past. Okay. 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 Don't worry. That's fine. Okay. I think it needs to be in forward. Nope. Trip. Oh yeah. Sorry. Turn it off. That's fine. And then we slap it into forward. Okay. Nope. I know how to, but it seems not to be working. Acknowledge the alarm, and then you have to put it into off, and oh, I think you need to take off the key. And then put the key back in. Should be, well, essentially, I think you put it into, while my door's opening. Okay, well, apparently I did a SPAD, which I don't understand why I did, because we had a clear signal into the thing. I think the thing, what I did was I was going too fast. I think it was like a 5 mile per hour thing, but that's fine. We did the route. This is all after public duty, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to remember. It's normally, it would be in forward to acknowledge it, but then I think you do it to there. But doesn't matter, really, guys. We got to the end of route. I showed you what I needed to show you. That is the phase 3 of the Jubilee line, up to let's get a nice little exterior shot up to West Hampstead from Waterloo. If you've already played it and if you've been practicing on the demo one from Waterloo from Stratford to Waterloo, this is going to be a real nice treat for you guys coming up here to West Hampstead. Obviously I didn't complete it fully, didn't get to the sidings, but I hope you've enjoyed this little first look exclusive on my channel of the Jubilee Line Phase 3 extension up to West Hampstead. I really enjoy it. I think this is so cool to play, and the detail and the time that you can see that's gone into it is so good. Any thoughts and opinions, leave them down below. The link again to BVE Western Region will be down below. And this route and train and stuff will be all available to download when this phase 3 will be released. You can now download the train, I do believe, but I think when the phase 3 goes out, I think it'll be an updated version of the train as well. So, but you can now, before the release of this, download the demo from Stratford to Waterloo. But again, BVE Western Region.co.uk. I'll leave the link down below for the routes for the Jubilee line part of the website. And again, thanks for Adam and BVE Western Region for letting me do this. I hope it was a nice little kind of overview of the route. And I tried my very best and put on my concentration cap to stop at those stop markers, which I did pretty much for 99% of the time, except for this little part here where I probably just oversped. But that's fine. Look, you know, you can see there's alarms and there's other kind of things and protection involved on the train. It's not just like, oh, you can just do whatever you like. So there is a good, nice amount of realism to it. But again, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this. I would love to see someone do this with perfect accuracy at the stops, coming in at like a good speed and not crawling to the stop. But I just don't know how you can do it without actually doing a little bit of crawling at the end of the stop markers. But I look forward to what BVE Western Region have to do in the future in terms of this route, going up to Willesden Green and beyond, and then doing the upgrade on the Central Line route. I'm very excited, and I'm just very happy and privileged to have a little first early access into this to show you guys. Other than that, definitely, again, website down in the link in the description. Keep your eyes peeled. It's definitely coming soon. But other than that, guys, I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video, which will hopefully be soon. Bye, everyone.
We ain't never giving up, cause we ain't born for that. Gotta catch up fast, you do. Fast, you do. The ship is cruising, it's cruising.